If the Gibson Gospel and the Lincoln Brewster Signature Strat are considered two holy guitars to take to church, you better not dare take this one. Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. Whoa, it's an evil guitar today, and it's not just all 25 50th anniversary Les Pauls. There's something truly sinister about this one. But before we get to that, let's learn a little bit about the 25 50th anniversary. I've actually owned quite a few of these. I've done full reviews and demos, kind of in my older review style, so you're welcome to check these out. But essentially, this was a collaboration between Gibson and Les Paul, celebrating Les Paul and Les Paul. Les Paul the man and Les Paul the instrument. So this is celebrating from 1952, the inception of the gold tops, until 1977. Which is the 25th anniversary of that. And the 50 refers to Les Paul the man himself, 50 years in the music business. Now these things came out in 78 and they lasted until very early 1980. So you might be wondering, 1978. The 25th anniversary, they kind of fudged it a little bit. It would actually be the 2650, and depending what year yours was made would also kind of vary that number. But no worries, we just let it slide. So spec-wise here, what makes these special is a two-piece flamed maple top. That didn't happen in this era. That was special for this run. Sometimes you would find other Kalamazoo customs with it though. They had a solid body mahogany back and a 5-piece maple neck, which is made up of 2 pieces walnut and 3 pieces maple. And usually you'll find some pretty decent figuring in those as well. But since brass was a big thing at this time, they gave them brass nuts, brass truss rod covers, and hey, 2550, that's the silver and gold anniversaries. So you can see the tuner knobs are silver, the body of the tuner is gold. You can also see the washers and the nut are different colors that secure the tuners. It's a little bit hard to see here, but they also did the same thing with the bridge and the tailpiece. You have the Sustain Sisters, as they were called, in chrome and then gold for the rest of the hardware. And just like a regular Les Paul custom of the time, ebony fretboard with Super 400 inlays. That's kind of something that make these things special. The only other Les Paul from this era to use this was a few years later called the Super Customs. And the last big feature that makes the 25 50th anniversary kind of a collectible and historic for Gibson is this little switch right here. That is a very early coil split switch. They called it a coil tap back then, but it's actually splitting the Series 7 pickups, which were also something kind of unique to this model. Now personally, I don't think they sound that good when they're coil split. I'm not even that big of a fan of the Series 7 pickups regularly. I much prefer the T-tops of the era. But due to that extra switch, they have an extra large control cavity route right there, which is the same type of control cavity route that you'll find on a The Paul. You can see there's a lot of unused space there. It wasn't necessarily 100% needed. So why can't you take this guitar to church? Why would it be a sin? Well, the 25 50th anniversary Les Pauls not only got a regular serial number, but they got a special limited edition number as well. And this one is the number of the beast. I search out these unique numbers, like I think it's cool when you find a regular SG that has a production number of like 666, or it has a funny number like 42, the answer to everything, or you find one that spells something. Like, for example, you could theoretically find a guitar with serial number 80081355 from the Kalamazoo plant in 1981 on the 8th day of the year for a really good haha funny calculator math chuckle. And here's a bunch of other words if you were to turn the serial numbers upside down that you could actually see within it. Or other leet-speak shenanigans. And if you're not familiar with what that is, that's when you substitute in numbers and other symbols in place of letters to still write out the same thing. I don't know, it was cool back when the internet was fairly new. You were a teenager. So I would personally pay a premium to find the 25 50th anniversary that has 1337 as its limited number. It is kind of fun to hunt these out because there can only be one. And we just happened to find the Devil's 2550. I certainly know what song I would be playing on this one, and it would be by Iron Maiden. So, if you're interested in purchasing this rather cool guitar, it's on Reverb right now for sale by Chicago Music Exchange. They're asking $4,295 for it. Unfortunately, the pickups have been swapped out for low-wind Lawler Imperials, which I'm sure they end up sounding better, but that usually affects the value. But thankfully, they say the original pickups are still functioning, which is getting increasingly rare because these pickups will die and you can't rewind them because they're epoxy coated. So if originality is important to you, it'd be pretty easy to restore this one. The only other thing to make note of is they're saying the neck has a slight twist in it, but sets up well. And if I'm being honest with you guys, a lot of these Norlin era models will have a slight twist that most people don't even detect. As long as your truss rod's good and it sets up well, I think it's fine. Personally for me, besides the haha funny number on it, I'm not necessarily a big fan of this 2550. Because they made them in Tobacco Sunburst, which has a bunch of different hue variations in it, and this one's just kind of brown. I don't think I really like the appearance of this one, but the number makes it collectible in my opinion. But other colors you can find these include black, which is the most rare, wine red, natural, and there is one reportedly rumored custom ordered for Michael Schenker that was white, but I've never seen a photo of it. So let's go ahead and hear an example of a 25/50th anniversary Les Paul. The only question left, would you rock the Devil's 2550 or not? Leave your answer down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.